Oh, hello there. You are a beauty. Hello guys and girls, and welcome back to the kingdom. So, some things in here look a bit different to what you may have last seen. I got a bit carried away. And by little, I mean a lot. I spent maybe a week and a half clearing all this stuff out. Thinking maybe 250,000 blocks I moved or destroyed. Mostly just used pickaxe on and then put into all these chests. So yeah, I've gathered a lot of stuff from doing this, and I managed to turn my whole base into a gigantic mob trap in the process. I'm still in the process of clearing it out and making it safe again. I've got to get rid of all of that stuff there, from floor to ceiling. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to carry on with doing that. And there were some changes since last episode. I redid the witch farm completely. We'll jump up there and have a look quickly before we go on to what we're going to do today. So, witches fall down this chute, they fall into here, they get dispensed with the items through a water stream, they go all the way over here, and then are just picked up on the other side. This needs to then be moved into the storage area, but for the moment it's just coming into here. So maybe a hopper chain or something, or another water stream going into the bottom of here, and then it'll be fine. It'll be automatically going into the storage area all the time, which would be lovely. So that saved me a lot of hoppers, that's why I did that. It saved maybe 3 or 4 stacks of hoppers, doing the whole collection bit here, and the sorting bit and everything else. I no longer need that, so that's awesome. As you can see, there is a very unsafe base. It was very safe before, in last episode, but not anymore. So today, I have a big plan. I want to make a perfect double blaze spawner, blaze killer. So, I want to do this before I made my wither farm. The clip I showed at the start was where I think I'm going to make my wither farm, a quadruple cross section. Quite an epic build, but today will also be an epic build. I wanted to do it before I made the wither farm for obvious reasons. And I've been playing around creative and under King Designs. Now I'm just saying a little bit similar to that, but on a double blaze spawner. And it's going to be quite an epic looking build, I think. So hold your horses and we'll get on with a gigantic build today. I'll show you the top of this, what I changed. And then we'll get straight into searching for a double blaze spawner in the world. I know where a couple of them are, but I need to find a decent one, such that it's an easy way to do it. We'll just jump up here. So I did the King Designs on this seed, so I know where some things are now. Also, that's how I found my quadruple cross section with a farm potential place, which seems to be quite rare, and I need to really check it out properly to make sure that it is a correct place. But it's a perfect space for spawning area and everything else, and amount of lava around. So basically all the witches do, they come into a water bit here, they go down, and they go into the middle, and they fall down there. That's basically it, and it saves me a lot of hoppers and quite a bit of lag on the world. There you are, they go down, perfect timing, they fall down there like so, and down they go. So yes, we're now going to jump into the nether and start searching for a double blaze spawner. So I'll be back to you in a bit. And here we are, the double blaze spawner. One there in that obsidian cage and one there in that obsidian cage. It's actually the same one that I found when I was doing the creative version world, looking for it in the King Designs, and this happens to actually be the closest one I could find, again when I checked on the Let's Play itself. We're still about 1,000 blocks away from the actual spawn on the nether part of it. So about 8,000 blocks away on the overworld-ish. So yeah, I don't want to go through a portal into the overworld at this area in case I generate the new biomes when they replace them. When we get to 1.7 on snapshots, I will go through the portal and generate some new land, if it is new continent or anything else. Then we get new biomes if they are in there. But I won't go through until that point. So this is a double blaze spawner, same level, looks really good. Now, the area is quite good, the fortress is quite good. and really it shouldn't be too hard to make a blaze farm here. We're going to work out how big I want the anti-ghast cage to be, because the actual farm isn't massive, but I need to make a cage around that to make sure that ghast can't blow things up. And here is my little tiny hidey room. This is my safe room, and I brought loads of things over to start building this farm with. Whole loads of stuff, hopefully more than I need. And I've got buttons everywhere for this door. And if you're wondering why there's so many buttons, they're anti-ghast, hopefully. Slightly anti-ghast anyway. Don't record too much here because I will get flame like so. So all we'll do now is work out how big I want my anti-ghast cage. There's one spawner there, one spawner there. They should, yeah, they're exactly the same level. And I put obsidian around it, so I'm using TNT to blow things up. And I want the obsidian to make sure that base spawner does not get destroyed at all. No chance whatsoever. To be really, really safe. So I'm going to blow up a whole load of this area and clear it out. Then start marking out how big I want my anti-ghast cage. It's probably rather big, and it's going to take me a very long time to do. Once it's built, we can start building without kind of worrying about ghast blowing things up or anything else at all, really. So I'm going to cut now, and in the meantime I'm going to show you a little montage of some stuff that I found in the fortresses. And I'll be back when I've worked out how big my anti-ghast cage needs to be. Okay, time to clear out some area. We need to start lighting TNT around and get on with this. And up it goes. Oops. Hello. And that's an okay one. Let's go over here then. I believe there is a load on here. Woo! And that's why, kids, you use obsidian around your spawners, because you don't want to have a sad thing happen. Okay, that tower's gone. That bridge is mostly gone. We're clearing some nice area. That's gone. Oh, spits up here. Hello. Boom. What's more on that? Come on. And that'll be enough. Think it's going? Yeah, it is. Awesome. So now I can mark up my area. Be right back. Okay, so a big time skip later. And just to put it in perspective, it's going to be a good number of hours, maybe even tens of hours between the clips today. So I'm going to really try hard to keep continuity and fit this all into one episode, which is quite a big thing to do. So I'm going to really make an attempt to make sure it flows. So what I've done is make a mark off of all the area I actually want to enclose fully. So I've got the lines for the actual spawner itself. So this one in the middle is the spawning cage, which goes down to that bit there. That's the grid of spawning up the top. Around that I've got a safety cage, which has got a 2-block clearance around all the wiring, so I'm going to have plenty of room to move between it and the actual wall, all the way around and the back as well. So it's a nice big type of square V. Now I've mapped that out so it goes all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, and it's going to be a really big grid on the floor, which I think I'm going to cover the whole thing with just glowstone, and just put carpet on top or something, or just have glowstone down there to make sure nothing can spawn, and it also looks quite nice. Up here though, it's going to be glass on top, because once it's in there and I'm actually inside the thing, glass won't be a problem at all. It's just actually getting it there in the first place. You could use glass on the outside. No, it's either glass panes or iron bars to look outside the whole time. And really iron bars are the easiest thing to do because they can't be blown up by ghast. So when you're placing all these, best to do that, and I'll put glass right at the top at the end of it, and it'll be safe, unlike... Where was he? Is he in the lava? Oh, he's below me. Hi. Yes, and I've got super apples, so they are my fire resistance potions, in case you're wondering. So this is kind of ready to map out what I want to do next. This little bit here, this little griddy bit, is actually the furthest distance I need to be away from the spawner with the blaze to make sure they're not actually interfering with more spawns happening. So I've got to have the blaze collecting in this bit somewhere, and I mapped out a corner all the way to here, so I've got plenty of room for whatever room I want to do, or tunnel coming down, because this thing here is only a temporary thing. I have a proper thing coming down in the middle, coming directly into this caged room, and I'm thinking where logistically I should have everything before I start building it. So when I put in the spawning floors and everything else, well, not spawning floors, but the pusher down the middle, the big V, then it's going to be pushed along the middle into a point here. Now, if I have them where they are at the moment, they'll intersect here. A lava stream, they're going to come up, and then I've got a piston pusher to then push them here. Now I can do that and stand over here in the room. I've got some wiring behind this to go in, which will then use the crush and everything else. Not very big wiring, but enough to make a big column here of stuff. So I can either stand here and kill them and do everything else with some buttons and look at the spawners like so, or I can stand on the other side and have the actual blaze coming down to this block here, and then I have to look around this big bit here, which would be mostly enclosed, and then look at the spawners. So I'm not really sure which I want to do. I've got to think about that, but I will do that decision a bit later, I think, because if I do it such that I'll make it so the actual bottom of the V is in this line coming into here, and these guys are very annoying. Oh, there's two of them. Awesome. I'll leave the next one. I'll get him in a minute. So if I keep them coming down to this bit anyway, I can then choose which side of the room I should use afterwards. I don't need to do this bit yet. As long as I get spawning V's in and everything else, then that'll be fine. I've got to make the whole room though probably out of glowstone, a carpet on top of it. First, it'll look pretty. Second of all, blaze can spawn in here, but it's less than 11 light level. And also I've got wither skelly spawning up here as well if the light isn't high enough. So really, to make it completely spawn proof, I need to have glowstone everywhere and carpet on top. That also means that no pigmen could spawn in here. Ghast wouldn't be a problem if I make sure it's all... Well, ghast can't spawn on glowstone either, so that's fine. So yeah, that is the kind of plan at the moment. And I lost one button so far. To keep track of that. So I'm going to get on now and finish off this whole massive cage. No, it's going to be quite a long time between clips now. I'll put in the massive cage, I'll put in the glass at the top, and then I'll put in the floor. And then I'll be back for another clip. Oh, hello Ghast. Aren't you safe outside my cage? The cage is done. Didn't take too long actually. Didn't take too much iron either, which was nice. More glowstone in the bottom. So we'll put some sort of carpet on there or something just to make it look pretty. But that is spawn proof as well. I was still thinking about the whole, where should I put this bit up here, and if I was going to glowstone as a floor in here as well. Came to the conclusion I didn't want the light, so it will be glass with carpet on top of that, just to keep it spawn proof as well. So the light might interfere with the spawners or be too close to them, especially if it's like here or something with glowstone. Not exactly the best thing to do. I'm thinking I'm definitely going to have the spawner bit come up to here. So I've got the line coming in from that one, line coming in from that one, and then pushing into this bit here to kill them. And the wiring will be back there and being mostly empty space actually, I believe, when I finish it. Here's where things are different. So I've got a ladder up the top. That's the way up and down if I derp up. I've got a quick entrance, which will be a piece of cobweb here. I can just fall straight down there and hit the cobweb and then sink slowly into safety and then come in. That's an easy way in. I will make a whole thing going up. So at the moment I've got a grid around this. I've got glass on each side on these two bits, and then I've got iron bars all around things just to make sure it's safe and they can't see the corners. Okay, just be really, really safe on that, and it looks quite good as well. So that's the hidden exit and entrance if I mess up. Otherwise there's going to be an ender pearl elevator here, just a really nice easy one with ladders around and some string. You just hold shift and just fire into them with ender pearls. That'll be a quick way out if I want to do that, and that'll be a nice little tunnel going up as well, which I haven't finished. And what else? The bars are done, grids are done. I'm going to do iron bars on the front of this, so you can see in easily. Now some people don't like the whole glass bit, and I'm not using the smooth texture thing, so nah. I guess it'll be okay with iron bars, looks the same. Looks good. So yeah, I gotta get on with now putting the wiring in, so that's going to be the fun thing. I will do the ender pearl elevator thing first though, and to finish off the top bit. I will go on top though and show you what has happened. If I can get out, yes I can. I've got a door back here. Hopefully ghast don't get in my way. So back here I've got the whole corners are now stairs, so they're unspawnable. And this unspawnable, I've got a nice little circle on this. It look quite good hopefully from above when you look down. I was thinking about this over here though, if I should make this whole killing room the same sort of thing as this, but kind of go up a bit and sort of go high or something. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do a lava thing coming up and have that sticking out the top or something. I might do some sort of thing like that on top as well. But yeah, I think it looks okay so far. Go over here. So careful not to fall off. I think it's starting to look quite nice. I'm enjoying this. I'm thinking it's going to be the most best looking thing on this world so far, maybe when it's finished. So yeah, I'm gonna get on now and start wiring up everything. Put all the shifting on the shifting floors. Put all the shift. Alright, I'll just get on with it. I'll stop talking now. So I'll be back in another cut. Okay, next update then. So the up and down is sorted. That's done. That's finished. Pistons are in. This is all gridded up properly. And all the tripwires in as well. It's all made spawn proof from the outside as well. All the cages are complete. Should be all complete anyway. Yep. The wiring on the back is done. I've just got to fit on the wiring at the back, and then it's done really. And then put the conveyor belts at the bottom of both, and then get them up in the middle and do the end bit here. So the conveyor belt's going to be here. It's going to go down there. I'm going to put timers underneath it. Now what I want to do is what I had in the original one. I had a clock basically whenever I wanted, every maybe I don't know 30 seconds or 50 seconds or something, then it would make a pulse to go and push the conveyor belt along. Now if I have both conveyor belts going at the same time it would be cool, but also the actual blades would get stuck a bit in the bottom if they all crushed together, too many of them. So I really want it to go that one and then that one and then that one and then that one, kind of alternate them. Also help on lag with all the pistons going, only get one set going at one time. So what I want to do is have a hopper clock underneath this, which would then serve as both of them. So when it flicks onto one side, that one will go. When it flicks back to the other, then the other one will go. So I think that could be a good way of doing it. Also save a little bit on hoppers. Not that it really matters, but there's only really 2 hoppers in the whole thing probably, apart from the actual collection point. So yeah, that is all done. I think that looks quite nice. Yep, all the outside's correctly done, so they can't see you at all. I think that is, the wiring at the back is ready to start going into the little clocks at the end. And that's basically all I've got to do for the backs. Oh, I will show you this though. So up goes, just hold shift, and we go up. You grabbed onto ladders, and you go up like so. Now you can just go down there as well, but if you hit the outsides, you can hit on top of the ladders and get stuck and hurt yourself. So it's not the best way down. We go down right in the middle, then it's fine. If we go anywhere else, then you get hurt quite a bit. So no, multiple ways up and down. Do whatever I want there. That's nice. So we'll get on now and build in the wiring for the floors and the conveyor belts. And I'll be back hopefully when the lava stream is popping up here, ready to start the final bits. Okay, so we're almost at the moment of truth to see if this works in survival, which it should, hopefully. The conveyor belts are in, the spawning things are finished. All we're going to do is let the blaze free. As you can see down here, the pistons are moving across, moving to lava stream and doesn't disturb it too much. So in theory all the blaze should come up very nicely up this column of lava and come up here. So let's go down and show you what happens, and then we'll turn on the blaze spawners and we'll get going with some collection. So down here I've got a conveyor belt. That one goes now. It alternates, this one goes first, and this one, and then back again, and so forth. And all the redstone actually intermingles in the corner, so that's why they go alternatively as well, and it works fine. Underneath I've got one hopper clock, which alternates each side, like I said before, with a pulse extender on the end, my little fun one, because it's flat and it's fun. That works quite reliably, so they go across like so, pushing all the blades in the middle from the outside, and then they come up here. So in the back here I've got some access, so I'm just giving a little look at this. We'll just wait for here until it goes off. Just piston here will fire, and then it will do the whole track going along, and it does look pretty nice. Let's wait for it to go. There you are. So any blaze in there will get pushed all the way along, and at the moment if I went in there, I would likely to be pushed straight in the lava as well, so I won't test that myself. So that's that, remove that thing there. And everything is mirrored exactly, apart from the clock, and actually the hopper clock under there, which is annoying, but everything else is exactly mirrored, and apart from the bit up here, when it's going to move the blaze from that thing there, it's going to go up, push it across, and then push it inwards, and come down on this block here instead. So yeah, I think it looks pretty nice. So yeah, I think we should get rid of all these blocks around the spawner and get some testing going, so I'll be right back. Okay, so it's running, but I found a problem, as you just saw. They get pushed on one and they burst out the other side. So what we need to do is, while one piston is pushing them across, the other side needs to block it off, which I hadn't really thought of before. But all the rest seems to work, apart from some seem to get aggro through the iron bars, which is a bit disturbing. So I may have to try glass panes to see if that changes, which is also very strange. Because also through this cage a couple of ghasts were getting aggro. They won't break anything because they were shooting at these, but they were getting aggro, so I don't know if there's something wrong with them at the moment. So, I guess I'll change this to glass panes, and I'll sort out this problem down here hopefully, and then we'll be right back. Well, that little be right back turned into quite a few hours of testing and everything else. So I just reviewed the last bit of footage I had, and I built up some blades while I was waiting. It's about 340 of them there. So just kill them first, and then we'll get on with what we're going to show. But for the moment, look down here, this is vastly different. These piston caterpillars stay for a very long time, and there is a piston in there and in there, the glass block on them, which will then alternate. You just saw it change there, and then push that whole row in, and the piston caterpillar stays there for quite a while. It gets in most of them. If there's more than maybe 4 or 5 blades at the end of the row going into the lava, then they do kind of fall out the other side, but they all get in there pretty quickly anyway, so it all works very, very well. I'm very happy with that. Let's watch for it to alternate again. You see the sticky piston change like that, and then the whole thing will fire. And as it's actually holding the other side, so it's basically looking just a single track when it's being held off, and then most of them will go up because there's time to hold them in the lava stream while they're trying to go up, because before they'll just kind of be pushed in and then kind of flop straight out. If no, these top ones get through, the bottom ones don't sometimes, and this works much better. So yeah, this is working really well. I'll show you the wiring in a second, how I've changed it radically. So let's kill these. All I do is trap that off, and this is just meant to be a temporary thing, just to play around with this. It's not meant to be anything permanent. I will put it in properly fairly shortly. And I've got homing potions, and I've got a looting sword. Should get rid of most of them. Yes, it does. Just grab those rods and see how many you get from about 340-ish, 350. That's quite a few rods. Yeah, add that to the rod chest. And too many for rod chest. Okay. We'll go look at the wire in a second. I had to change the iron bars for the glass panes. That does work. I kept changing them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and glass panes were definitely the best way to go. I'll change my particles back on. So you can see the spawners. So I get all this experience. Not that I really want it. This is not meant to be an experience grinder. It will work as an experience grinder and it will work quite well. Probably level 30 in about 4 or 5 minutes or something. But it's not really meant to be for that. Just meant to be for blaze rods. That's what I really want it for. And this can never be as fast as Enderman Farm, so there's not really a point trying to put enchanting stations here and everything else. Come on, experience. Come into me. You're the massive particles that are on my entity count. Come on. More. Too many of them. Come on. Faster. I'll show you the wiring bottom in a second. They're all backing up now because they're not got anywhere to go. There we are. Level 83. Fair enough. Wait, let's go down. At the bottom there are several lava sources, such that there is a little block at the bottom, and there are 2 blocks going into that, so it's all looking quite good actually. Let's go down. Okay, so see this in action. There is the glass bit out there, and then it retracts, and the whole thing fires and holds for a few seconds. And the other one do the same thing. We'll just see this one go back out. The glass at the moment is glass because it stops you suffocating the mobs that are in there. But if there is a mob that says get stuck in the bottom here, on the bottom here, when they don't quite go in because there's more than say 4 or 5 in the lava stream itself, they can't really go in as well. And then when the next one fires, they're actually inside the glass thing, so they'll be pushed this way, out of the stream, which is fine. They'll get collected in the next go round. So it works very, very nicely. So that'll go, and this one here will get pushed out. There you are. Yeah, it works very well. I'm very pleased with this. Let's go down. This is much simpler down here. Well, this bit's much simpler. This is meant to be the pulse extender, and there are a couple of blades which are managing to escape weirdly. Had to check all of that. Some were glitching out of the glass and out of full blocks. I don't know why, I don't know how. But that one there could have been a spawn over there somewhere. I'll check it out at some point. So this comes along from the pulse, and then comes to a little diode here, which is quite a long timer compared to what I had before, and it's much simpler, less light updates and everything else. So it's the 4 comparators going around the clock, and that's that. Over here there's where things get a little bit complicated. So from the top of the clock, I've got the outputs from when it flicks from one state to another, where I'm using the actual pulse coming out. So I've got little torches here to represent that, to come down to a little piston hitting, which is going to extend for a second, and basically there's a bud switch, there's a T flip-flop here, which will activate and then change the state of this, along to some vertical wiring. One is set to be on, one is set to be off, and they flick between just because of the actual T flip-flop, and it works out correctly. Not too complicated, but it's a little bit messy, I guess. But yeah, it all works very well, and it all looks good. I'm very pleased with it so far. The last job I got to do is to do a proper thing for this. Seal off the area so it's all safe, and put all the glass down with carpet on top. Make sure all the back is safe and everything else, so that sort of that one blaze at the back doesn't spawn at all. Just some half sabs should sort all of that out. But yeah, just been doing that, moving another 40ish up here, just by being down there. And when I was down there, these weren't activated, so it's quite quick. So yeah, I'm gonna get on with that, and hopefully when I come back, this will be looking very nice and be completely different. So I'll see you again in a sec. Okay, so most of the stuff is now done, and this is what it looks like. Bit different. I'm ready to put the carpet on the floor here to make it nice and flat. Hopefully everything, completely everything outside the traps are spawn proof. I really hope so. No rogue blazes around from spawning, and they don't seem to be getting out at all anymore. I put some bars here. I'm probably going to change just to have stairs upside down and just have one little hole to throw a potion in, because you're doing it around a corner, and this corner bit is quite vulnerable to getting thrown and everything else. That's why there's a few of them aggro at me now, and that's why they flew up. I can get around that quite easily. So they go down, that goes on to let them down. any that aren't aggro will fall down, that's fine. And I trap it. There's about 300 there. And just crush them. And they stay in. Yeah, I will change this, but they'll come out here, so it's okay. Wait for that to be ready. And go. And because they're all at the corner, a few of them don't die because of that, which is annoying. And I can't see anything. Yeah. That looks really derpy. Wow. It's like having a tail. Okay. Can I kill these last ones from here? Nope. 99. Will it make it to 100? Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, 100. Okay. Can I get rid of them? I can't do anything while I've got experience around my head. Come on. No. Go away. Leave me. Please. 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 Thank you. Okay. Still too much experience. Go away. Thank you. Particles are off as well, so that's they're still getting annoying me. Anyway, so that is the thing to let them in and out. That's decoration. These decoration. These decoration. I will change this bit here ever so slightly so they don't get aggro at all. Hopefully. Around the back, I'll show the wiring. I've got one wire which goes to the piston here. This lever here is that one. This basically just puts a glass block on top of here so no more can come down. They can't kind of jump up. The button goes up here and basically just goes around to the circuit which pushes the piston there and then pushes the other piston that way and pushes them down the next hole. And then here is the crusher. So the 6 comparators going around a loop. They keep going as a massive diode and extend the piston, and that should get it down to half a heart. I need to adjust it slightly, I don't know. That all seems to be working fine. So I need to get rid of this thing completely, shift everything out, do the carpet, fix up this bit here, organise the chests, put the little potion thing somewhere. I'll never need many potions here, just one per thing, but I'll make a little potion station anyway. So I'll be right back, hopefully for the finished thing. Okay, here we are. The farm is finished. Looks quite pretty. Let's go down and have a look. Okay, down we go. Get a little bit of full damage. Splat. Okay, so this is what I think is going to be the final thing. And I like how it looks. I think it looks nice. I've got an enchanting station in here as well. I said I wouldn't do one, but I ended up doing one anyway. So that is a level 30 one up there. And the books are safe from all the fire, which is good. Change these two fences, cobble fences. They seem to work quite well. So I've stuck with them so far. And I've got my looting sword here. Yes, I do. Blaze looter. Carving tables around. Carpet on the floor. I wanted to do like a flame pattern, but it really didn't look very nice, so I came back with purple. I like the purple carpet. So they come down, they come across, make sure they're all flushed through the system. Oh, one more. Are you going to play ball? Yes, you are. Squeeze that, in you go. While that happens, we can just have a look around here. So I've got a potion station here. I put my water bottles into here. Click that button, it'll make some more potions. I've got a little cauldron here, so I can put water buckets in there, and then use the empty glass bottles on top of that to get our water bottles put in there. It's an easy way to carry on water in the nether, and actually just placing it in there so you can move it across without needing to visit the overworld and fill up loads of bottles. Okay, so just chuck that, and number 2, like so. Lovely. Now I've been doing this for quite a while, and I've been doing some enchantments as well. I've got up to 130 levels and used a load of that, and I've got several double chests so far of blaze rods and taken them back to the base, so I think I'm already set for smelting for quite a while. I can smelt all those stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of chests and stuff that I showed you at the start. That was like half a week ago now for me of solid work, but yeah, got a food station, and blaze rods come through there, potions come through there automatically, and I've got some ender pearls there as well just to keep it even. And in here I can do a way to turn them off with lava quite easily, just by doing floating signposts or floating fence gates and the lava coming down with some dispensers, but that'll make it look terrible having sort of signs or fence gates all over the place, and for me I don't want to turn it off, so that's fine for me. Other people might want to turn their things off, but I'm okay with that. So that is the finished farm. No, this whole thing's disappeared, it's all gone, it's all cleaned up. This was a lot of work and I learned a lot of things doing it, and it's amazing what you can design in creative and then go and build it in actual survival and find all these little quirks and things that you hadn't quite noticed in your creative testing, but they're very, very important nonetheless. So that is all I have time for today. It's quite a long episode as well. I'm going to take ages to upload it on this awful internet, but I've loved doing this. I should have maybe spent more than one episode doing this, but I really enjoyed it, and I hope it was okay for you guys. So if you have enjoyed it, please give it a like. This was a lot of effort, and I'll see you next time. But just as an afterthought, with the new biomes and things changing 1.7, when we got our first snapshot come through, I'm not sure if I want to start planning with the farm yet, in case the actual fortresses change for the spawning areas. Now I haven't loaded up my quadruple cross section yet on this world. I have in a creative world of this world, but not this one, so I haven't actually generated that land yet either. So I'll see what happens when we get to 1.7 snapshots to see what I want to do. I still want to design one in the meantime anyway on a King Designs, so we'll see that at some point. May not be too soon, but at some point, yes. So that is it for me. Thank you very much guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.